Very good evening. This is Rahul Magan here as a group corporate treasurer, treasury consulting group. Guys, one thing which we really wish to learn, and very less people always try for this because criticism is a factor which would always act as a as a factor which push us not to go ahead with this. And the key learning is the resistance. 99% of the people feel that the people who are sitting at the top, they are intelligent, they are honest, and more importantly, they are sitting to serve the country. Now, I'm not talking about India, I'm talking about across the globe. So let me give you an example about Rishi Sunak. When Rishi Sunak was acting as a finance minister, in UK we call this Chancellor of London, then the corrupt media hyped Rishi Sunak. Even at this point of time, you can refer my YouTube channel, I was very clear that Rishi Sunak do not deserve to be a Chancellor. Then eventually Boris Johnson resigned and then Rishi Sunak was appointed as a Prime Minister of UK. And I immediately came in public domain and clearly said that Rishi Sunak do not deserve to be a Prime Minister, and the appointment of Rishi Sunak as a Prime Minister would be costing the England as a country rather than supporting England as a country. But anyways, today, around 1.5 years near about after his appointment, majority of the British nationals are feeling what I am sharing in my audio. The inflation factor is going up, the jobs are cutting, the energy bill is going up, the interest rate are high as far as the Bank of England is concerned. And fortunately or unfortunately, whatever I said would move on a higher side in the near term. When we talk about regulator, then people have a perception in the mind, and that perception is that the regulator is always honest. And this perception is one of the biggest reason why majority of the investors are losing in the capital markets. Because they believe that the regulator is always honest, and whatever decision a regulator is taking, this is for the benefit of the people. Now today, when we are having an information that Tata Technology, which is one of the companies of Tata Group, is coming up with an IPO. Now, first of all, the very big question which we are having is whether Tata Technologies is a IPO or it is OFS. OFS means offer for sale. Tata Motors holding a considerable stake in Tata Technologies, which they are offloading, and this 20% something stake is being replaced by the retail investors. Henceforth, this is definitely not IPO, this is OFS, which is called offer for sale. But 99% of the investors barely understand the difference between initial public offer and offer for sale. Since they do not understand that, henceforth they are bound to lose. More importantly, when I speak about Tata Group, people feel or see from the angle of patriotism. However, I also hold the deep patriotic factor in my mind and my heart, but the audio which I'm making is completely on the financial market. It is on the fundamentals. I am patriotic, but that doesn't mean 1 plus 1 equal to 22. 1 plus 1 equals to 2. The hard reality is that India as a nation is accumulating a huge debt. Whether this debt is the local, which is the state government debt, or whether it is a central government debt, the debt is rising in the books of India. The hard reality is that the jobs are cutting in India. The startups are almost on a daily basis are either cutting the jobs or their names are being published in one scandal or another. Like nowadays, we are having yet another name in the public, and the name is called Byju's. When I speak about Tata Technologies, the one thing which I am very clear is that it is offer for sale, it is not IPO, which means that the Tata Motors is cutting the stake which is being replaced by the public. Very simple. Another thing is that Tata as a group is accumulating a huge, already accumulated, I think that would be a better word, accumulated a huge quantum of debt. And unfortunately, I haven't noticed a single media channel, the newspaper, the business media, or anyone who dare to speak about this. Let it be very honest, who dare to speak about this. And guys, the hard reality is also that the debt which you accumulated in your books, which by the way is very huge, and every year you are paying a substantial amount, which in technical parlance known as finance cost. For those who do not aware about the finance cost, then the finance cost means it is a cost which you pay on the debt which you are accumulating. Although I would have a separate video in this regard, but let me talk about the SP group. I hope you remember Shapurji Palanji group, SP group, and the name was very much there in the public when there was conflict between the late Tata Sons chairman Mr. Mistry and the Ratan Tata. Anyways, I'm not entering into this debate who was correct, who was not correct, because the court has already decided on that. So this is beyond my jurisdiction. But what is in my jurisdiction is that every day SP Group is in news, unfortunately for negative reason. And today when I was reading the newspaper, I got this news. SP Group has raised 14,300 crores. 14,300 crores is definitely not a small amount. Maybe for many people this is a small amount, but to me it is not a small amount. So the news is like that SP Group has raised 14,300 crores from a clutch of private credit investors. Now, 99% people do not understand what do you mean by private credit investors. And high net worth individuals pledging its shares in Tata Sons as a collateral. I repeat, pledging its shares in Tata Sons as a collateral. According to the public information, the group raised funds from the private credit investors, including Cerberus Management, Davidson, Kempner, and Vade Partners, and foreign banks such as DB, Deutsche, Standard Chartered, and Nomura Holdings. The listed non-convertible debentures were raised fully in rupees. It means it's a local currency debt, and promised an enticing yield of around 19%, precisely 18.75% as per public information, which is a very attractive but a risky opportunity. Of course, it's a very, very risky opportunity. There is hardly any doubt. Of course, I further repeat that I would have a separate video on the SP group very soon. Guys, I am very clear on one thing. 4 years ago, I said about the SoftBank that the SoftBank investment policy is not correct. SoftBank investment approach is not correct. SoftBank is investing in the companies who do not have a business model. Probably 4 years ago, people laughed on me, but today they knew that what I said 4 years ago was 100% correct, cent to cent basis. Today, whatever happening in Byju's, that is also in the newspapers. It is not a confidential information, not a defense secret. It is everything is in the newspaper, on the Google, on the various websites you open. Tata Technologies, I don't know how much is the profitability of the Tata Technologies. I do not know where they would be investing the money. I do not know how come the OFS, the offer for sale, is being termed as, IPO. But in the country like India, especially in the Indian capital market, anything can possible. Even an offer for sale can be termed as IPO. The way Tata is accumulating the debt, I am very clear on one thing, that I am not going to invest a single cent in the Tata. The reason being is very clear. The reason being is that the huge debt which you accumulated in the books, and unfortunately this debt supposed to be repaid. Forget the repayment of the debt. Every year you are supposed to pay the interest cost on this debt, and as we speak, there is hardly anyone who calls himself as a financial market expert. He spoke about this. One more IPO of the Tata Group, which is Tata Technologies. I have deliberately used the word IPO, though I am knowing it is OFS. I am not going to be investing my money. One thing I am pretty clear about that. Probably this video would be live once Tata Technologies IPO is either fully subscribed or maybe oversubscribed. But I am very clear on one thing. I am not going to be investing anything in the Tata Group. Like at the time of the Paytm IPO, at the time of the Nykaa IPO, at the time of the Policy Bazaar, Car Trade, and many other IPOs, I was very clear that even though they got the approval of SEBI, and I fail to understand how they got the approval of the SEBI, knowing that these all are loss-making companies, but I never invested in these companies. Similarly, I am not going to be investing in the Tata Group, this Tata Technologies IPO. One thing I am pretty much clear. And I fail to understand that Tata bought Air India, which is a loss-making company. And I am waiting that till what extent Tata would be able to convert this loss-making company into a profitable company. I am really, really waiting for that. Though I would be making a separate video in this regard, but in short, Vistara is a joint venture of Tata Sons, which is a private limited company, not a listed company, and Singapore Airlines, which is SIA, whereby Tata Sons is holding near about 51%, while Singapore Airlines is holding about 49%. Financial year 17, Vistara lost 518 crores. Financial year 17, they lost 518 crores. Financial year 18, they lost 431 crores. Financial year 19, they lost 831 crores, more than 800 crores. Financial year 20, they lost 181 crores, more than 1800 crores. And financial year 21, they lost 1612 crores, more than 1600 crores. Having said that, financial year 22 and financial year 23 numbers are not, according to me, in the public domain, so I can't comment anything on that. But yes, a different video would be coming in this regard. One thing which is very clear to me and straightforward, and I can even challenge Tata Group in this regard, that Tata Group is facing two big issues. Number one, the debt is accumulating in the books of Tata Group. And Tata as a group cannot deny that. That's a separate thing, that the compromised media is trying to hide this fact as maximum as possible. But the biggest question is till what extent. Another is Tata investment in the e-commerce, whether it is their app Tata Neu, whether this is their investment in the aviation sector. Majority of this is in losses. And unfortunately, from an angle of accounting, like let me speak about Vistara, which is nothing but a combination of Tata Sons and Singapore Airlines. From an angle of accounting, I would like to ask, how come a company can be a going concern company when this company is accumulating debt on a year-to-year basis? When this company is accumulating losses on year to year basis, and which in accounting parlance is known as negative retained earnings, which is nothing but a part of equity, which is a part of balance sheet. And as far as the accounting principle is concerned, the negative retained earnings can even erode the net worth of the company. Because what is net worth of the company? Net worth of the company is nothing but the equity plus reserves in surplus. When the company always losing, like I said, financial year 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, although 22 and 23 figures I not got from public, probably later. And when this company is accumulating losses, it means there is no reserves and surplus. Common sense, because reserves and surplus will happen only when you accumulate the profit. And whatever losses you have, this losses is being squared off from the equity capital, which is nothing but either authorized or paid up capital, which the company is holding. Anyways, like I said, in 2018, I spoke about the SoftBank. People ignored that. Today they are paying the price. From the last 1.5 years, I'm raising my voice about the accumulating debt in the books of Tata Group. People are ignoring that. Let it be. Time will tell. This is Rahul Magan from Treasury Consulting Group. You knew my personal number, which is +91 9899 242 978. Let me repeat, +91 9899 242 978. Thank you very much and have a great time ahead.